We are here, and you have to understand, we are here in Singapore with the gentleman Ming, who has a blockchain accelerator. Now, some will find this exciting. I find this extremely fascinating. Ming, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. How have you enjoyed the show so far?
Yes, fantastic stuff.
Good people, good networking.
Yes, good people. We just came out from a panel.
So talk to me about that panel quickly.
Okay, so the panel, it's about why there's a need for governments and corporates to collaborate to drive adoption for this blockchain ecosystem.
Right.
Yep. So we had Veronica from the Infocom Media Development Authority, Alan, the head of blockchain for Asia Pacific at IBM, head of Venture Hub for PwC, as well as Vinay, the managing partner of ConsenSys. Yes.
So you were with your power player friends.
They are the power player.
Oh, that was the power. You were just observing, right? Okay. So being, quite frankly, a power player, and I use this, in a fun way, but with seriousness, here in Singapore, what are you based out of here now?
Yes, we're based out of here.
Okay. And where were you originally?
So we're based out, and I'm from Singapore.
Okay.
And the program is based out of Singapore, Tribe Accelerator.
Okay.
But of course, we work with partners from all around the world in 26 different cities to help to cross-share resources.
Okay.
So that we can reach more than 800 to 1,000 companies in the space itself. But the program, it's a global program.
Okay.
Where the previous batch, we brought them from Singapore to Shanghai to Seoul and then to San Francisco. And this time around in December for Tribe Accelerator's demo day for batch 2, we're bringing them from Singapore to Shanghai to Dubai to Abu Dhabi itself. To allow interesting companies that came into Singapore to also go out and meet the different investors, different government agencies, and different corporates in all around the world.
Okay. Now, tell me about the accelerator requirements.
Okay.
And the program requirements.
So we look at two kinds of company, but with companies that are a little bit more mature. So we basically based it on maybe a pre-Series A or Series A kind of startup.
Okay.
So they can be blockchain companies from the start, or non-blockchain companies that wants to look at how blockchain can make their business more efficient. And this is something actually very interesting for us, because today you have a lot of companies in the space talking about adoption, talking about, when is this technology really going to take off, and when people start using it. But what about looking at companies with already the adoption, already having millions of users, trying to use blockchain to make their business more efficient? And then naturally you get adoption from there itself. So we think of it from a reverse perspective. This has been coming up to us. We recently, for batch 1 itself, we powered Singapore's largest online car marketplace, SG Carmart. They own 95% of the market share of they are trying to use blockchain to solve the problems of lemons in cars. So used cars, there's a lot of problems, and people always say, they maintain my car on year-to-year basis. Is it really true? So getting workshops to plug in data so that when a consumer purchases a car today, they will have the understanding of how well this car is maintained, and all is stored on the blockchain itself. So we feel that these are interesting stuff that we want to drive more for the ecosystem.
And it sounds like the folks that are running these major initiatives, blockchain-based initiatives, have the outlook that we're building the future. We're building 15 years from now. We're building 30 years. We're building so that your children will have the benefit of, undoubtedly, as they become adults, have the benefit of this. And that's really the outset. It's not the quick mentality that we saw a few years ago, that quick in, that quick exit, the arbitrage, right? So we saw that play, and I find that absolutely fascinating. What's another company that you can say that was successful, and can you point to what that success would have been?
I think another company would be this company called Mighty Jacks.
Okay.
Mighty Jacks, they work with brands like DC, Marvel, Cartoon Network, Disney, and stuff like that to design limited edition collectibles. And today, the problem is that every Saturday they sell about 200 to 300 collectibles, maybe Iron Man figurine, half skeleton, half Iron Man, and stuff like that. And it gets sold out within like 24 hours to 48 hours. And when maybe an Iron Man movie comes out, the price of the item rises, and a lot of replicas start coming out, a lot of counterfeit products, and a lot of their staff time is like spent on, is this product real or is this product fake? People will send in images. Today, what they're doing is they're putting in a chip into the toy and using Singapore government's open source technology, which is on the blockchain itself, to really help to authenticate products like that for traceability. and stuff like that. So that's something really interesting for us.
Okay, so there's somehow, you could not have mentioned something like that and known that I'm an action figure collector, an avid action figure collector,
Awesome.
112 action figures on superheroes. That is fascinating. I want to take it back, shout out to the Articulated Comic Book Arts Group. That's fascinating, and that is absolutely a need. There are a lot of knockoffs out there, and that would really, really give us a huge advantage when we want to actually resell our products for that certificate of authenticity, essentially.
Right.
That's fantastic. What are some areas of adoption that you'd like to see companies move into in the blockchain space, but you're not really seeing the inflow coming into the accelerator?
I think we've been seeing quite a bit of companies in the supply chain, finance, trade finance coming through the program itself. Of course, we hope. Recently, we just had our first healthcare startup, and I think that if you are using a tech for good, like healthcare, tracking of medicine, ensuring medicines are safe, delivery and stuff like, I think those are extremely exciting. So we would love to see more such stuff for the good of the entire public ecosystem, not just the blockchain ecosystem.
Okay.
Yeah.
How is construction? I mean, every time you come to Singapore, you can't miss a construction site.
Yes.
How are you approaching the construction in any factor?
I think real estate industry has always been talked about for use of blockchain for the prevention of fraud in this space called BIM, Building Inventory Management. So we spoke with companies like Autodesk, which is a large software companies that deals with modeling of constructions and buildings and stuff like that. So they are exactly looking at in the space of exploring how blockchain can come in to solve the problems of counterfeits of parts in the building, because you have thousands and hundreds of thousands of parts that every building requires and stuff like that.
So operational
I think
nightmare.
definitely it's something that we are interested.
Okay.
But of course, certain industries will always be faster.
Right.
And certain industry will always be slower. But we'll get there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are you looking forward to in the next, let's just say 12 months, and next time we sit down, and so what are some of the successes you'd like to see coming from the lab?
Okay, I think definitely see more corporates to start up partnerships. Today, a lot of them are already successfully being partnered up with companies like BMW, IBM, ConsenSys, so on and so forth. Getting whatever they are doing at a potentially POC or R&D level, turning into fully deployed solutions. And I think that's going to be exciting for the industry, because a lot of people are saying, oh, there's a lot of tests and trials in blockchain space, but what's the solution that's fully deployed? And today you have seen things at scale like the IBM Food Trust, IBM TradeLens, which has hundreds of organizations working on it, and it's already fully deployed in production. So if there's more such initiatives coming out from Singapore or any part of the world, I think that would be really exciting itself.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
So how can anyone reach out to you and discuss applying, discuss being a part of, or actually engaging with one of your companies?
Yes. So we recently, because of that problem, a lot of people face the problem of interaction in the blockchain space, collaborating. We recently worked with the Singapore government, Infocom Media Development Authority, you met Veronica just now, to set out a digital engagement platform called the Open Notes. So the website is www.opennotes.com.
All right, twice you guys are hearing about Open Notes.
Where corporates, startups, blockchain companies and solution providers can come together as one to understand and share more about insights of what they know about blockchain, more than just company A partnering company B and doing something, but more about what are they actually using blockchain for. And also, we have a directory, and down the road there will be job listings coming out. So it will be an exciting time for the blockchain ecosystem.
Okay, good stuff. So I wish you all the best. I can't wait to hear what's happening. Are there any parting words that you'd like to leave with the community of developers, of innovators, of CEOs, of founders? What would you like to leave them with?
I think to us, blockchain is definitely a technology that it's a collaborative technology, and we hope to definitely see more of that in 2020. More consortiums coming up, more industry-driven solutions, and I think that will be extremely good for the industry itself.
Okay, good. Yes. It's a pleasure having you here. Thank you so much for joining us and for being on stage.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.